8 uncomfortable facts about people who detest being by themselves. Being by themselves is usually easy for introverts. For them, it's a comfortable and natural state. Even extroverts, who typically yearn for greater social connection, can occasionally tolerate being by themselves. However, have you ever noticed how much certain people detest being by themselves? They become extremely nervous and uneasy, or they feel the urge to be around people all the time. Why is it even a problem? While it's normal to feel alone or lonely when you're alone yourself, for some people this sensation can be crippling and overwhelming. There are multiple justifications for that. Let's take a closer look and learn some unsettling facts regarding the reasons for certain people's pathological dislike of being by themselves. First of all, they probably have a strong fear of being abandoned. Those who truly detest being alone themselves almost always harbor a deep fear of being abandoned. Typically, this dread stems from early life events in which the individual experienced abandonment by loved ones or caregivers. These anxieties show up differently in adulthood. Some fear they may lose their relationship, while others worry that if they don't spend enough time with them, friends or family would abandon them. And avoiding alone as much as possible is one way they cope with this dread. Thus, although they may appear to be social butterflies from the outside, their only motivation for constantly interacting with people is to prevent feelings of abandonment and loneliness. Additionally, this can occasionally put people in some very harmful partnerships. Number 2. They face difficulties due to low self-esteem. Individuals who detest being by themselves frequently struggle with poor self-esteem. They believe that in order to feel good about themselves, they must be around other people all the time. Regretfully, this can cause a great deal of stress and anxiety when no one else is around, as well as a great deal of friction in partnerships. Setting limits in relationships is often tough for someone who has poor self-esteem. They could cling to and become overly reliant on their relationship, which might suffocate the other person. The problem arises when they are by themselves, since there is nothing to divert their attention from their own thoughts. And being by yourself might be really gloomy if those thoughts aren't very positive. Third, they have a hard time believing in their own judgment. One of the most unsettling things about individuals who detest being alone themselves is that they could have trouble believing in their own abilities and judgment. This dread may be the result of a lack of self-assurance in one's skills or a worry about making the incorrect decision. They therefore largely rely on other people to make decisions for them, even though they are capable of doing it themselves. This may result in a dependency pattern that is challenging to break. Number 4. They struggle to discover their own identity and sense of purpose. Building a solid sense of self and discovering one's purpose in life might be challenging for someone who struggles with loneliness. Their attention is so concentrated on blending in and staying out of the spotlight that they frequently struggle to identify their hobbies, values, and aspirations. Sometimes, these people put other people's needs and desires ahead of their own, which stunts their ability to grow as a person. Instead of pursuing their own passions, they could feel pressure to live up to the expectations of people around them or to take up their interests and hobbies. Because of this, those who detest being by themselves perceive themselves as belonging to the group rather than as possessing a distinct identity. They could find it difficult to make an impression or to speak up for themselves, which can be a barrier to establishing deep connections or achieving personal objectives. Number 5. They may rely too much on others for emotional assistance. Individuals who detest alone can exhibit an excessive reliance on others for emotional reinforcement. In fact, they frequently struggle to survive without it. Because someone who needs regular reinforcement from others won't be able to handle life on their own. This can lead to unpleasant circumstances. And if you're the one giving them this comfort, you may find it difficult to meet their expectations. Number 6. They fear being left out. In the modern world, where social media and other technology make it simple to stay connected with others and keep up with their activities, this dread of missing out can be particularly difficult to overcome. Those who struggle with loneliness may feel compelled to check social media or their phones frequently in order to keep up with what other people are up to, which may exacerbate their FOMO. Some people make it their highest goal to never be alone, and they will do whatever it takes to make that happen. This may entail putting others' needs ahead of their own and accepting social invitations even when they don't really want to go. Number 7. they require attention and validation all the time. It's no secret that people who detest being alone themselves are typically highly reliant on the approval and attention of others. There are several possible causes for this desire. Some people may continually seek approval out of a fear of being rejected, which keeps them from feeling worthy or inadequate. Some people may have a persistent demand for attention because they have a deep-seated need to feel significant or appreciated. In essence, these people struggle to feel good about themselves until they have someone to encourage them or tell them they're doing fantastic. Number 8. When there isn't constant stimulation or activity, they feel bored or unfulfilled. When they have nothing to do, those who detest being alone a lot may feel bored or unfulfilled. This is probably because it's difficult for them to adjust to a slower, more lonely pace given their fast-paced, socially oriented existence. They suffer from restlessness or uneasiness when they aren't involved in something engaging, and they require regular stimulation or action to keep their minds active. These people may also experience a lack of fulfillment in the absence of other people. This propensity is probably due to a need to find meaning in social relationships, as it can be challenging to feel as fulfilled on one's own. When they are alone, they typically experience feelings of emptiness or discontent. There is a lot more to say about this, but for the time being just know that there are a few unsettling reasons why some people detest being alone themselves. But regardless of the cause of a person's dislike of being alone, it's best to show understanding and refrain from passing judgment on other people's choices. Also, it's critical that you acquire coping mechanisms for your loneliness if you simply cannot bear to be by yourself. Avoiding loneliness is not a healthy way to live. If you don't, you run the risk of totally depending on other people to make you happy and fulfilled in life. Please like and share this video with your friends if you think it's helpful so we may continue to make more of them. Please click the subscribe button and don't forget to press the notification bell for more videos just like this one. Don't forget to watch our other videos as well. Thank you for viewing.